All right, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. The name of the video is The 5 Roasts AOC's Spiral. Really? I'm always down for a roast, guys. Let's check it out.
Democrats are in full meltdown mode over Elon Musk. After the Doge co-chair blasted the frivolous spending Democrats tried to jam through before the holidays, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez began to spiral over Musk's influence on President-elect Trump's policy.
Okay, let's go.
I don't think we're witnessing the start of an oligarchy. I think we are fully here. You literally have a completely unelected billionaire who has just taken over. You have billionaires who run news outlets like Jeff Bezos and the Washington Post, billionaires that run the LA Times, completely interjecting into their editorial boards and manipulating what's being written in them. We're here. We are.
What she just said right now is not wrong, though. In fact, corporate media, just like in general, it's not just to be trusted. I don't care if it's Fox or CNN, bro. It's just not to be trusted. Generally, just take it as opinion pieces and move on. Laugh at some of the crazy opinions and things like that. But there is no actual journalism happening on like big budget media anymore, bro. That's just not where. That's not where you go for news nowadays, guys. Hopefully, that's not the case. But let's continue.
We are here.
But Donald Trump brushed off Democrats' panic and said it's just another form of left-wing hysteria.
And no, he's not taking the presidency. I like having smart people. You know, they're on a new kick. Russia, 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 Ukraine, 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 all the different hoaxes. And the new one is, President Trump has ceded the presidency to Elon Musk. No, that's not happening. But Elon's done an amazing job. Isn't it nice to have smart people that we can rely on?
I think President Trump handled this brilliantly and beautifully by saying, let's have smart people. I think the swamp fears not one innovative, brilliant billionaire businessman, but two working together to actually peel the secret door off and show us all the money that they're spending on stuff and crap we don't need and didn't quite ask for. The other thing I want to focus on AOC here for a moment, Brian, because I think this is a publicity stunt for her. Here's somebody who got walloped by septuagenarian Jerry Connolly just last week when she tried to be a ranking member for the committee. Even Nancy Pelosi voted against her. I think her influence has been waning for a while. This country just rejected her form of socialism. And speaking of billionaires.
No, they rejected the ideology from the left in general. I wouldn't say that it really had much to do with AOC herself. I mean, she seems to be used as the idol, let's say. But I don't really think that she specifically has that much actual sway or influence. If you remember when she went to go speak to her constituents in New York during the migrant crisis, she basically got told to get out of town. All right, so, but all right, she's just an idol, bro. She's the left-wing boogeyman, similar to the other guy that everyone always mentions on this channel. That billionaire that's a part of everything. I forgot this guy's name. I'm sure I'll remember it eventually.
At least one billionaire, Tom Steyer, has donated to her campaign. Another billionaire, George Soros, secretly...
There we go. Not even 2 minutes.
...funded a trip that she and some other left-wing members of Congress took to go meet with left-wing Latin American leaders. So she's got her own set of billionaires she likes. She just doesn't like Trump's billionaires. Right. Elon Musk is an innovator. He's a job creator. He's brilliant. He's going to get this done. He's doing it as a volunteer. But I can't help but think that she knows Jamal Bowman, Cori Bush, all these people she supported and endorsed lost in the primaries because they're seen as too left-wing. I feel like it's a play for relevance.
Right. I think she ran for that to be...
That's valid.
...the ranking member, to be more mainstream. And Nancy Pelosi, even with one hip, says, whatever you do, I'm suffering here in, I think, Denmark, she fell. We'll find out if she could whisper something about Greenland. But she says, make sure she doesn't win. She got 84 votes, wasn't nearly enough. What? But I will say this. To say Elon Musk is like a billionaire or Donald Trump's a billionaire, you just diminish why he's there. He's not there because he's rich. He's there next to the president because he's innovative. He's resourced. He understands
Musk,
manufacturing. He's not just somebody with great ideas. he implements those ideas, and that's why the president keeps him close. And that's
I mean, that's partially valid, I would say, but trust me, if Elon Musk was, I don't know, Elon, I don't know, Harris, let's say, you would never have heard of this man. Like, he would not be on the stage. He is there. A good amount of it, at least, is because he's rich. A good amount of it, at least. He's intelligent. He's able to kind of get in on the ground up on a lot of companies. He then turned these companies into his own company. He was there to do a lot of that, guys. And plus, he's super intelligent. So if you listen to what Trump said when he was on stage, he said blatantly, I want a lot of smart people. That's why he's here. But he also is being recognized almost exclusively because he is extremely wealthy. If he wasn't, he would not be in that position. But it's just how life works, bro. I mean, he has a lot of money. He was able to kind of get to the forefront of things. People recognized him.
That's why as much as I like Governor Chris Christie, I think he's wrong. On Sunday, he said, well, Trump gets sick of you. He keeps you close for 3 months, and then he gets sick of hearing from you, and he gets rid of you like Reince Priebus and others. That's true with people who are maybe aides. This guy is someone who's going to be talking to him about different ways to move our country forward in a way that maybe only he knows how because of what he did and what he accomplished between chips and brains, between Starlink, between SpaceX, between Tesla, and now he's got this other company that drills tunnels underneath the ground to get you places quickly.
That failed, though. I think it was talking about the Boring Company. No, Boring. Was it the Boring Company? I wish that idea worked, but it's just not feasible. We have a lot of subways. We have a lot of things that are actually underground. Of a lot of our major cities, they're already built, bro. The only way that project can actually work is if that was the foresight of the city planning, let's say, right? But other than that, it's just not something that's feasible.
Other company that drills tunnels underneath the ground to get you places quickly. That's a guy I want next to me.
Lisa, this is what they did during our first term, trying to divide the president from his team by putting all these ridiculous stories out there. Who's trying to be the president? Who's leaking? Who's doing this, that, and the other against the president? Well, all the while, he likes to surround himself with people who will push back a little bit, respectfully and deferentially. When he says what's going on, he wants to know what's going on. The Oval Office is the biggest hermetically sealed bubble in the world. So Elon Musk is just one of these, the best advisor probably, but one of many advisors. The Bible says wisdom in a multitude of counselors. How do you read all this?
Well, and that's what a good CEO does, right? That's what a good president does. Surround yourself by really smart people. He's surrounding himself with people, problem solvers, doers, titans of business, governors, people who have had a lead for a living. That's what he's doing. I think the reason why they're attacking Elon Musk so much is they're trying to drive a wedge between Elon Musk and the president, right? They're trying.
No, they've always been attacking him. They look at Elon Musk as somewhat of a traitor because when he first started out, right, he bought up everything to basically create the brand. He didn't create the actual technology behind Tesla like that, but the brand itself. And he did it in California. So because he did it in California, all of these basically extremely left-leaning, progressive-minded individuals were like, we're going to save the planet with electric cars, right? And then they all invested into it. They spoke about him, and it was amazing, and this is brilliant, et cetera, et cetera. And then when he came out and left California, because why would you want to live in California or run a business in California? That's a little redundant, let's say. But by doing that, he went to Texas. He said the reasons why he did it. And then all of a sudden, his political ideology publicly changed. And then now he's considered a traitor. They don't like him because he went against, what they thought he was, basically. But let's continue.
To drive apart this, team Avengers that Donald Trump has surrounded himself, trying to drive a wedge there. But if you're Elon Musk, I think he's doing this truly for the right reasons. I mean, I listened to that whole 2-hour interview that he did with President Trump on X, and he repeatedly talked about the fact that civilization's on the line. Freedom is online. Because what does he get from catapulting and destroying the CR, right? He doesn't get anything. But what does he get from being on Doge? He doesn't get anything from it. What did he get from the Twitter acquisition, right? He lost $24 billion on it as of September 2024.
Yeah, this has definitely been disproven. I don't know why they're repeating something that is just blatantly not true. I mean, I just, don't get me wrong here. I get it. It sounds really good to say, why would he do this when he did this? Bro, he didn't lose that money. Anyone that runs a business should understand exactly what he did. basically. Okay, that loss, alleged loss, went into a different company. Right, that's what that was. He most likely did it to save another company. He used this brand new acquisition to leverage another. And that's all he did here. He didn't lose a single penny, bro. On paper, he lost money, but in actuality, he lost nothing.
So, he's doing this for the right reasons. His heart is in for the right reasons. But, they're just trying to drive a wedge between Musk and
Harold,
Trump.
I believe Elon Musk and Donald Trump are going to have a long and productive relationship.
Okay.
As Vivek and Elon get in there and start to uncover and show us all things we can't ignore with our own two eyes, do you think you can get Democrats on board to try to get a little bit more efficiency in government, start slashing this waste?
I hope so.
No, I think probably only if I could think about it, it's probably going to be Bernie. Bernie Sanders is probably going to be the only one that's going to say anything. Other than that, they're all comfortable.
Or to try to get a little bit more efficiency in government, start slashing this waste?
I hope so. I'd be one Democrat, but I would remind you that one time that in the last several days that Mr. Musk, who I hold in high regard, he's a graduate of my school as well, the one time he told Congress to do something, they didn't do it. So it was Republicans that didn't do what he wanted to do. I think what Democrats have to understand is you got to be strategic when you are being critical of these kinds of things instead of cathartic.
Okay.
I think you have to understand both Trump and Musk, and for that matter, Vivek Ramaswamy, are disruptors. They're unconventional. The country elected President Trump or elected him again because they wanted an unconventional thinker to deal with traditional, conventional things in their lives. And you gotta stand back and not allow them to run over things, but understand that they're going to approach this a little differently.
Right.
I think for President Trump, what he has to understand with Elon Musk and perhaps Elon as well, the closeness that they enjoy and the wealth that they have accumulated, the three of them, and to put anybody in the same conversation with wealth and with Elon is an insult to Elon, but the wealth that they have accumulated is so out of.
I mean, we can actually put a lot of people in that conversation, but the West basically only acknowledges westernized wealth.
It's an insult to Elon, but the wealth that they have accumulated is so out of the realm for everyday Americans. You can't even access the wealth that in your own mind what Elon has, and for that matter, Vivek and what Donald Trump does as well.
That's valid.
But the president has to understand their closeness means when they start making recommendations about what government should be doing or the people they should be firing or organizations that should be combined, when those guys speak on social media, there is a sense that they might be speaking for the president. And the president made clear that they're not, but there is a sense when Elon Musk says, any Republican that votes for this, I don't know exact words, but he said it's the wrong thing to do, and he made it sound like there might be consequences. You can understand how some may interpret that to mean that President Trump is speaking. I was glad to hear the president say that was not the case, but going forward, I think they got to be
I was also
mindful of that.
Look, I wouldn't mind wrapping my head around that kind of wealth.
This is very simple. It's
likewise.
about schemers. That's all it is. The people who are afraid and yelling out is because Elon and Doge are going to be able to show us how public officials on $135,000 salaries became millionaires overnight. That's what they're afraid of. That's why they don't like Elon, because you can't bribe him. You can't blackmail him. He'll say weirder things about himself than you ever could. And the President Trump, I know this from person, he can't stand yes men, and he doesn't like schemers. He doesn't need to fight for re-election. He's playing with house money, and he's going to surround himself with people there who are going to expose. So schemers, and as voters, we should pay attention to everyone who has a problem with what they're trying to do with cleaning up the government.
Absolutely. Funny enough, I said the same thing, right? Like, if you have a problem with what's going on right now with Doge specifically, then I'm not sure we should trust you, bro. Like, you're not to be trusted under any circumstances. But I also feel the same about people who try to make arguments for corporations in the first place. Like, if it is a gigantic corporation and you're blatantly saying things that have the ability to help the overwhelming majority of Americans, okay, and you're against it, and I don't even understand that, right? And my opinion is obviously odd because I've lived most of my adult life out of the United States of America. So my opinion on the United States of America is like, bro, why is healthcare so weird, right? Like, why is the cost of medicine like 2,000 times higher here than it is other places, right? Like, why do you have to decide which one of your fingers costs less to get put back onto your hand if they get removed? What is that? Just put them both on. I don't understand. I don't understand that at all, bro. Okay. But let's I guess let's collectively shill for corporate insurance companies that lobby and kind of influence individuals to perceive medical treatments not being up to par, or then have someone in the background come up with some story of them working as a nurse or a doctor in some random hospital and say, you know what, the amount of people that have come in and I've had to fix other people's work, bro. How many people? One? Where'd they come from? Because I'm sure it wasn't one of these countries that actually benefit, let's say, through medical tourism. I'm sure it wasn't one of those places, right? What place were you talking about? But the reality of the situation is we have a problem with healthcare. And generally, whenever I hear people speak of things like, we don't need any type of anything, listen, there are individuals in the United States of America who get free health care, okay? And the ones who do not have it are the ones who are paying for their health care, okay? So we have an issue here. But healthcare is a massive one. And I know that they're not going to be touching that, guys, but listen, we need to find a way to completely bring down this deficit because it is wild. It is affecting us all. We are being taxed basically to death on every single thing that we buy, bro. Right? Like, how many times does a dollar have to get taxed, bro? Didn't you already tax it? Oh, you want to tax it again so you can, spend that money on irrelevant programs that that the average citizen doesn't care about. Right? Instead of making our country actually number one, can we please be the country, let's say, that we think we are? But in the meantime, guys, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. This is my lightsaber. Hey, guys, you guys subscribe to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Oh, also, Mr. L. Boyd Discusses. Guys, check it out. And if you haven't heard it today, you're amazing.